Morning you guys, it's Karen, and today I'm actually doing two videos that are a bit out of the norm for me. This one is expensive things that I'm loving. There's a lot of things that I have been really enjoying lately. I'm talking about devices and also products, hair and makeup, and I've got a skincare item, or a couple of skincare items actually too. So when I say expensive, some of them are like uber expensive and other items are just, they're not drugstore. There's nothing drugstore in this video. Well, I start with devices because they're piled up next to me. I have done reviews on most of these things actually. Let me start with this. This is the Current Body hair LED, and this is probably the most expensive item here. But I just wanted to let you guys know, I'm going to go through them fairly quickly because there's a lot of things to talk about here. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I have continued using this. I didn't use it when I was on holiday. That's the only time I didn't use it, and I have used it ever since. It's so easy to just plonk on your head and go about your business. The only thing I don't do is answer the door when it's up because it does look quite comical. But I have noticed so much less hair coming out since using this, and so I feel like this is just going to be something I permanently use. You know, it sits in my bedroom, and I just at any point when I remember, pop it on my head, and it goes off in 10 minutes, put it back, that's it. I have to charge it probably about every 5 or 6 times, something like that, which is fine. So I'm really loving that. And like I said, I really feel like I'm losing less hair, which is really important to me. The second thing is my care lamp, which I have talked about this a lot, but I don't think I've showed you it. I sort of talk about it in passing sometimes. But this is the does it say on here? Is it the P150? Yeah, P150 this one is. So I know that they have like newer versions now, but this is still perfect for me. And I use this for so many different things. I use it for, I can't really say I use it for anti-aging because I don't use it consistently enough. If I think I wasn't dealing with migraines, I probably would, because I really enjoy my time sitting in front of this. I say without migraines, it's remembering as well, you know, but I do keep this in the living room. I use it on my knees. I use it on my neck for arthritis. I use it on Watson for healing and for his joint problems. And yeah, I just use it on my face when I want to sort of, like if I'm using it on my knees and I've got time and I've got no makeup on, I'll sit and put it on my face as well. And it just is like, I feel like it gives a little bit of a glow afterwards, you know, and I enjoy the experience of using this. So I still love this and would recommend it because, like I said, it's got so many different functions, you know, not just anti-aging, but I do think you'd see results if you used that regularly. The next one I want to talk about, I don't think I have mentioned very much, but that's how I get these type of curls. So do you remember I did the review of the Shark, and I am actually going to talk about that as a favourite, but it gives me more of a kind of body wave, I suppose you could say. Like there's a little bit of a wave at the bottom, but I probably said in that one, if I really wanted curlier hair like this, I would need to use my curling tong, and this is my favourite curling tong. So this is the GHD Curve. What is the barrel? I think it's a 28mm barrel. Is that right? 28mm, 2.8 centimeters. Yeah, that's probably about right. I think it is. And it's got a clip, and that's what I love about it because I don't like clipless curling tongs. I just can't get used to them. I've tried several times and it just doesn't work for me. Now, do you remember I did have that one that was automatic and I thought it was brilliant, but I did find that when I compared it, I actually had to sit for as long waiting for it to curl up as I did for me twisting it. It wasn't actually that much different. And whenever I use this, my curl lasts longer. There's not like a heat choice on here. I believe that this is supposed to be the perfect heat to hold curls. And sure enough, when I use this over any other curler, my curls stay longer. Other than that really thin one. You remember that really, really thin curling one? I don't know if I've still got that, but I didn't like the result of it, but the curls did stay longer, you know. But I do recommend this, and I've had this for years. I used to love the straightener, but this is my favourite curling tong. And my straightener is still that more expensive one that has steam coming out of it. So, as I said, I was going to mention this, the Shark. This is the hairdryer, like that. And then like that, you put the two curling tongs, I don't know what you'd call them, the attachments to curl your hair. So I still do love this. I really, really love the finish with this. But the reason I use my tongs is because this takes a lot longer for me to do. And I have to sit in my bedroom doing it. I can't like sit and watch TV or anything like that because you can't hear anything because it's quite noisy, you know. So it does take a long time, but I do think it's worth it. And I will use this if I'm like, want my hair to last 3 or 4 days and I know that I want it to look nice for 3 or 4 days and I don't want to be bothered curling it after that or doing anything else with it, then I use this and I really, really enjoy it. So that's that Shark hairdryer. And I love that it's a hairdryer and a curling tong, which I didn't realise the Dyson was also. I think I said in my video about this, comparing it to the Dyson, that the Dyson one wasn't a hairdryer, but apparently it is. I didn't even know that when I had it. Then the only other gadget I have is this. This is a face roller from Current Body, I think. Yeah, Current Body. I think it's about £39, something like that. And I love this. I have mentioned this in favourites before. There is a less expensive one that I'll link for you as well on Look Fantastic, but I don't know if it's as good as this because there is one comment on that face roller that it doesn't contour to the person's face. But this is perfect. Like if I use it here, it seems to just, it's sort of, when I say it pulls the skin, that sounds wrong. It doesn't pull the skin, but it's sort of, you can actually feel it sort of sucking in the muscles almost, you know. It feels like it's actually doing something. And I use it on my eyebrows like that, on here, and then I also use it here. And I just feel like it sort of wakes up my skin. It gives it a nice little glow. And I really enjoy using this. I keep this in my skincare bag and just when I remember I use it. It's best actually to use it after you've cleansed your face and before you put on your moisturizer. I feel that's when I get the most benefit out of it. But looking at reviews, a lot of people use this in the morning to sort of wake up their tired eyes because it's really cold. And it's warm today, but this is still cold and you could put it in the fridge, of course, you know. But yeah, a lot of people say it wakes up their eyes and sort of depuffs them and whatnot, but I love it. I really love it for such a simple little thing, you know. I've had some of these, something like that in a little one that you can just use under your eyes, and I never kept using it. I didn't feel it was doing anything, but with this, I enjoy it, using it, and I enjoy the results. So I'll link that one and the other one just in case you want the less expensive one. That's everything gadget wise. Then I've got hair care, skincare and makeup. Let me show you the skincare first because I think I've only got 1, 2. Oh, that's made a mark on the table. That's not good. Hopefully that'll come off. The first one, I just wanted to let you know that I still love. I've talked about this over the years and I've loved it ever since discovering it, and it is expensive, is the Niod Low Viscosity Cleaning Ester. I just love this. I really love it. It's so easy to take your makeup off with, you know, you literally just one swipe, and especially eye makeup, but your makeup just disappears, you know. So I love that. I've got this and I've got a little mini one. As you can see, I'm running out of this. I'm considering buying myself another one. I've got a little mini one that I take away with me. I don't use it all the time because it's extremely expensive, but I do love it. I also love, I don't have it, but I also love the neck elasticity catalyst from Niod. I really, really enjoy that. I think it's lovely, but I think I found it a bit too sticky, and that's why I didn't continue to repurchase that. But the other thing that I do love and would repurchase and will at some point buy myself another tube of is the hydration vaccine. That is just amazing. It just feels so lovely, and it's really thick and it's really, really hydrating. If you're struggling with dry skin, then the hydration vaccine is one that's worth trying for sure. And the voicemail mask. I like that one as well. I've actually still got the voicemail mask. I just keep forgetting to use it. And the other, this is, I suppose you could call this skincare. It's body care really, isn't it? This is the L'Occitane shower oil. And this is another of those luxuries that I just treat myself to now and then. And I saw this little mini in Marks and Spencer's. Oh my goodness, it smells insane. It is just so lovely. You need to, if you've got a Marks and Spencer's near you, go and have a sniff of this. I normally get the big bottle as a present for Christmas and birthday. I normally put it on my wish list because I think it's, I don't know, it's like £30 or something for the big one and maybe £18 or something for this little one, but it's just so nice. It's an oil, but it turns to milk when you use it. And I know some people used to use this for shaving their legs, but to me that was just a waste. Like, you know, I want to use this as a body wash and I take it away with me and get really excited to use it. You know, it's just so lovely. So it is expensive, but it smells so good. And you wouldn't think, because it says almond, I think. Yeah, it says almond oil, but it doesn't smell anything like almonds to me. It is I don't know how to describe it. It's just a beautiful smell. Have a smell if you can. Okay, onto hair care. And I wanted to talk about Moroccan oil because I am loving Moroccan oil lately and have loved Moroccan oil for years. So I have loved the actual Moroccan oil, which I didn't bring through with me, but I do have the Moroccan oil. And I've used that for many, many years. But in the more recent years, I've used these two. This is the hydration, both of them are the hydrating shampoo and hydrating conditioner. And I love both of these. They just smell amazing and make my hair feel amazing. They are uber expensive, so I don't use them very often. You know, again, it's a kind of treat thing, and you can buy little sets with little samples in if you want to try them. But I love this. I love that they've got a pump, although I can't remember which one. I think it's the shampoo, actually. It doesn't work that well, and I end up like twisting it off. I've got a lot more shampoo left than I have conditioner, but I love these two. And I have recently discovered their hairspray. It says extra strong, luminous hairspray. I wouldn't say it's extra strong, but I just love the smell. If you like the smell of Moroccan oil or sort of argan oil, even this hairspray smells of it. It's weird. You wouldn't expect to, you know, a hairspray to me would normally just smell really sort of alcohol, but this one doesn't. It smells like the Moroccan oil stuff. And I've got probably about 4 or 5 other products that I'm currently testing. I've just gone a bit mad on Moroccan oil because I really enjoy their products, you know. So I've got like a texture spray, a leave-in conditioner, a hydrating styling cream, a couple of other things that I'm trying. But if you're looking for something to really zhuzh your hair up, these would be a nice treat, you know. It would also be a nice present to buy somebody, I think, because like I said, they are expensive, but they smell luxurious, they feel luxurious, they're just really nice all round. And I wanted to mention this. This is something that I'm almost embarrassed to say that I bought because I never imagined I would spend this amount of money on something, on a hair care thing. And I never imagined that I would spend money on a texturizing spray. Like I thought maybe this was, I think it was £46. I thought maybe I would spend £46. If I was ever going to do that, I thought it would be on like a hydrating mask or something that was going to do my hair good, not on a styling spray. But I've been reading reviews and buying things, like I said, from Moroccan oil. And I think one thing leads you to another, you know, and I have seen this over the years and I've seen people rave about it. It's just a dry texture spray, but they've raved about how lovely it smells and how good it is and how it makes your curls last. And that's been kind of my mission, to get a bit more volume and to make my curls last. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it and try it, and then I'll know once and for all. I know this video is things I'm loving, but I can't say that I'm loving this, but it does smell lovely and it definitely gives you texture. Let's see if it gives any volume. Yeah, it's more of a, I think it's more of a medical smell than, like the Moroccan oil to me smells like being in a sauna. You know, that sort of woody smell, but really perfumed. But this one smells a bit more medically, which might put some people off, but it is really nice. It is a really lovely, expensive smell. It's quite overwhelming, actually. But it doesn't give me any volume, which, as I've said before, I'm not sure texture spray is necessarily supposed to, but it does give your hair texture for sure. Like, I feel like I need to wash my hair because I've used this a couple of times. And I'm like, yeah, it's making my hair feel a little bit like it's got texture and a little bit dry. So I don't love the feeling, you know, but I thought I'd mention it because it is uber expensive. Okay, on to makeup, and some of these you've seen, some of them you haven't. Let me start with foundation. I bought another of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless foundations because I was loving the one I had. The one I had or have is in 2 neutral, and so I thought, you know what, I need one that's a bit darker for when I've put my self-tan on. I always start with the foundation and buy a lighter one so that I can wear it a lot of the time. But for the first 1 or 2 days of a self-tan, so like today, although you can see a bit missing on my neck, I don't know why, but I need a darker one, you know, it's quite dark, and then within 2 days it's kind of lightened up. So I went to get 3 neutral, but they only had this one in 3 cool. And so I thought, you know what, I'll buy it. They didn't have a tester, but I thought it looks okay through the bottle, you know, and that's what I've gotten today. So I think it is a pretty good match for a tan, although I do look quite a different colour to my chest, don't I? I probably should have put foundation down my neck looking at that. Like I said, I don't know why that's disappeared from the middle there. I must have been sitting like that, you know. never used to do that when I was thinner. Never used to have problems with the self-tan disappearing there. Anyway, I love this foundation so much. You know, I have to love a foundation, especially when it's this expensive, because it's £39 to buy it, another colour in it. And that's how much I enjoy using it. So we'll see how I get on with that colour and whether I end up regretting it. But like I said, so far, I think that it looks like quite a good match. Then also face, I wanted to show you this. This is my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, which I don't know if I've ever even mentioned, but I have bought this a couple of times. Well, literally just a couple of times, twice. I'm saying that, you know what? I didn't buy it the first time. Nisha sent it to me. Nisha from Sugar Puff and Fluff sent me this. And then I loved it so much, I bought another one. And so it is just one of those really translucent, fluffy, light powders. I don't like using those type of powders on my face, but I do like using this under my eyes. And I'd forgotten I had this actually. I had it in my drawer and was trying other things. I do use the e.l.f. under eye powder, but I think I couldn't get a hold of it. But I've started using this again, and I really like this for under the eyes. It's perfect. It's just so light. You don't need to worry about it like sitting in your lines or anything. But if you really like to set that under eye area, it is perfect. Actually, talking of my under eye area, I don't know whether you can see there's a little bruise there. That's because I'm talking of expensive things. I went on a bit of an expensive day the other day. I've been feeling kind of down about the whole migraine thing because it's so hard because I want to do so many videos and I want to do so many craft projects and I want to get my house decorated and I want to have it clean all the time. And there's so many things I want to do that's, you know, stay in touch with my family and things like that. That's really difficult to do when you have a migraine every day. So I was talking to Kev about, you know, I said, I'd kind of like to have my nails done, but it's difficult because if I do my own nails, like a full set, like I'd taken all my nails off and just had short nails. If I do my own nails, then I end up getting a worse migraine because I have my head down like that for the whole time, you know, and it takes a while. And I said, if I go to a salon, it takes like, you know, between 2 and 3 hours and then I get a pain in my neck from sitting there. However, I saw this thing called après nails. I'd seen it a few times like on Instagram or TikTok or something. And I found that the Harvey Nichols in Edinburgh does après nails. And I thought, you know what, it's expensive, but I only need the full set done. So I had them done. It was £75. I would normally pay, for my full set, I would normally pay about £50. But it was £75 for this full set of après nails. But the good thing about it and what attracted me was it was only an hour and 20 minutes. And actually I was only there an hour. She did these in an hour. Which was brilliant. So I didn't get like, you know, I wasn't in pain and sitting awkwardly and whatnot. And now I should be able to maintain them myself. And I've ordered the après nails. It's basically builder gel for when they need maintaining. We'll see how I get on. So that was one of the things I did. Nothing to do with the bruise under my eye. I am getting there. The other thing I did, because I made the appointment and I was saying to people, I don't know when I can make the appointment because we don't leave Watson, the dog. And he was like, well, why don't you take that appointment on that afternoon and I'll come and work from home because he didn't have any meetings. And I was like, perfect. And then I found that one of the companies I've been to before for Botox had an appointment. Now I haven't had Botox for a couple of years, I think. I would need to look at my calendar, which is on my phone, which is what I'm filming on. But I think it's a couple of years now since I've had Botox because I didn't have it for quite a while because I was having the Botox for migraine, which didn't work for me. Anyway, so I thought, you know what, I would love if I could get a little bit of either a lift or this could hold up, you know, instead of sort of pulling down like that. And so I made an appointment for Botox as well. So they were, normally I have 2 areas. I normally have this and then a little bit above my eyebrows. She's done it slightly differently. She's done it sort of in a shape like this. And she did the top of my forehead as well. So I am nervous that my eyes are going to droop, but we'll trust. She was a nurse and she'd got injector over the year. So I was like, okay, I'm putting my trust in you. I told her that I was nervous, you know. In fact, I've done a whole story about it over on Patreon because she pointed out a few things that she wanted to inject. And I was like, no, I don't need my chin doing. Anyway, it was the same for price for 3 areas versus 2 areas. And I normally have 2 areas anyway. So I was like, you know what? Okay, do my crow's feet. And this is what often happens to me if I have my crow's feet done. And I don't think it makes that much of a difference. We'll see. We'll see how it is because it was only done not yesterday, the day before, but it takes between 3 and 7 days for you to start to notice any difference. And so I can't see the difference just yet. I can still pull my eyebrows in and, you know, I'll always be able to lift my head. That's not going to change. So Botox, so that's what that bruise is for, if you can see it. I got off of topic there a bit, didn't I? Makeup, let's talk makeup. I've got 3 eyes and then this. I just wanted to mention this again. I have already talked about it, but I love this so much. This is the KVD Blush and this is in Rosebud. It is beautiful. That's what I've got on today. But tell me if this is if I'm just a sado like this, but if you love makeup, do you ever, especially if you've got something new, like wake up or go to get your makeup on and think, I'm so excited to use that blush. That's what happens to me with this one. Not particularly with a couple of others that I don't mind. Like I've got the Maverick, this cream blush, and it's nice enough, but I'm not excited to use it. But this, I just feel like when I put it on, I'm like, it's made such a difference to my face and I feel like it looks like kind of like a natural flush, you know. I love it so much. Just the right amount of pigment, you know, it's not too powdery, it's not, you don't have to work it out in. Like with the Maverick one, I have to barely touch the stuff to get it on my face and it just, all you can see is just splodges. This just goes on perfectly, so I love it. I would highly recommend that. Then it's all about eyes. I've got 2 Huda Beauty items. The first one is this. I bought this yesterday, or not yesterday, day before when I was doing all my expensive stuff. It is in Slow Jams on one end and Request Line on the other. And do you remember I showed you that Rimmel cream eyeshadow? It had a colour like this. Actually, this is much nicer because this is much brighter. I really loved that colour. I had tested it in, I was in the St James's Quarter. And then this I thought was also beautiful. This is kind of a peach with a lilac shimmer in it, I think. And I've literally just thrown one of these away and I don't know why I didn't put it in my empties. I was thinking about that today. I was like, why didn't I put it in my empties? But I've used one of these up in the pink colour. So it's got a light pink as a matte colour and then a shimmery pink that you can put on top, or you could just use them on their own. So I'm looking forward to using that. I did use it, not yesterday, yeah, yesterday. Yesterday I used it and my eyes were watering, so I ended up having to take my makeup off. But I hope it's not because of this, because it is a purple colour, but it's not too purple. But I think it was more likely because I used a sunscreen that had perfume in it. And the other Huda Beauty, that is Huda Beauty, isn't it? Yeah. The other Huda Beauty item is this. This is one of the palettes that hubby got me for my birthday. This is the Cool Matte Obsessions, and I've really been enjoying this. You can see the ones I've been using. I've used actually all of them, including the sort of cream ones there. But this is just such a beautiful palette. It's really, the colours are really easy to blend, easy to use. Again, like that blush, just the right amount of pigment. You know, you don't pick up too much colour. Like I put it in my crease and it's almost already blended. I almost don't need to do anything with it. And they're just such pretty colours and really good quality. So I love that. I haven't used the other one, the warm one, as much. This is the Cool Matte Obsessions. But I like this. And I love the fact that it's, I think I showed you this next to the Morphe Cool palette, which has a lot of sort of blues and greys in it. But because this one has got that purple in it, it's a slightly warmer, cool palette, if that makes sense. It just, I think it suits me more, you know, so loving that. The final item is, it's actually an eyeliner. This is called, oh, it's a Better Than Sex. I didn't know. I knew it was Too Faced, but I didn't know it was the Better Than Sex range. So this is a brown eyeliner. And so I thought I would try putting this under my eye. That's the colour, if you can see that. But I've got it underneath my eye at the minute, and it's really nice because it's a really nice chocolate colour and it stays really well. It goes on really well. You know, you can see it's quite pigmented. It's really easy to use. There's not too much liquid, so it just sits nicely under my eyes, you know, and I've really been enjoying this. So I thought I would show you that because it's unusual, isn't it? It's quite a dark brown, isn't it? Maybe that's why I like it. Because do you remember I used to wear, if you've been with me for years, which I know some of you have, do you remember I used to wear a black thick line under my eyes and I wouldn't have dreamt of going without it. And then slowly but surely I kept trying it and putting eyeshadow instead, and I, you know, grew to love it. But I do still really like a line under there, and I think the brown is just, it's not quite as harsh, you know, and I do put eyeshadow over it as well just to sort of soften it up a little bit. But that's really good. It's really nice. That's everything. I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know what your expensive but you're loving it items are, and I'll give you a rundown of my makeup. I've got on, you know, what I've got on foundation wise. I've got that Charlotte Tilbury one in 3 Cool. On my eyes it wasn't even this Huda palette I used the little Viseart Petite Mattes, and then I used the Bare Minerals Loose Eyeshadow in Soul, which you can still get. That's the colour for the inner corner there. Even if you just use it for that, it's amazing. It's so bright and it's so pigmented. I love it. I've got, you know what blush I've got on? I've actually showed you a few of the items I've got on. What you don't know is this lipstick. I bought the Kylie Cosmetics lip kit in Candy K. I've actually used a different lip liner with it because the lip liner is quite a lot darker than the actual lip colour. So I'm not sure what I think, but I'll see when I watch it back. That's everything. Thank you so much for watching and I'll speak to you again soon.